Good afternoon, people. I'm going to do a little short introduction video right now for our new video series, and it is the production of creating that structure from the dig out to the full construction, every step that we took to build that Hobbit structure. Now, I'll start off by saying the reason we're doing this is because we want to get it so that you guys can do this yourself, and this video breakdown is going to help you be your own contractor. It's going to have step by step by step by step. Every single step is going to be a different form of the video that you can go in and click on, and you can watch just the excavation. Then you go on at stage 2 and watch just the form up and putting in the heated pipes in the floor and do your underground pump plumbing and stuff like that. And then that'll also include the concrete for the foundation. That'll be step 2, and then we'll have step 3, and that will be putting the pipes in, you know, and dropping them in. And we have all the footage of all that already, and what it's going to do, it's going to allow you to be your own contractor, because I'm going to tell you right now, this structure, which we're going to show you real quick, I have $45,000 into it, and that's pretty much without any labor associated with it was of any significance, because essentially that structure being 45 grand, if you get a contractor, he's going to charge you about 45 again to run the project, to coordinate everything, to be there on site, to do all the things that you can do yourself, to erect the structure, to do a whole bunch of different things. Now, you're gonna have to hire a Shotcrete guy, you're gonna have to hire concrete trucks and stuff, but the numbers that I had to pay for, like I had to hire the Shotcrete guy, and that's in the numbers of 45,000. And then there's other stuff, like for instance pouring that foundation, that's the concrete numbers in there as well in that 45 grand. So that's already included, and that also includes the spray foam, because you're going to want to be spray foaming the whole structure as well, and then covering it with the concrete on stage 5 or whatever it happens to be. So let's have a look around, kind of get a little bit of an idea. Just in case you haven't seen any of these videos, we're going to just show you really quickly what this structure is. It's basically in the ground, it's 40 feet long, it's 12 feet wide, and it's 9 feet in the center. And this structure can be used for anything. It can be used for a shop, an underground shop. It can be used to act as a shelter, you know, like a shelter for, you know, let's say you have a really bad area, your storms are really bad in the area, and you want to be able to get in. What if you got a tornado coming? What if you have something happening, some fires or something in your area? You can lock down in that sucker. That's another good thing for it. You can have it as a guest house, and you can also have it just as something really funky on your own property, like I have. I have it as a Hobbit house, because I am, if you don't know already, I'm building a whole Hobbit village in the back of the 9 acres behind there. I have rolling hills back there, and this is going to be the tunnel to the very first one, okay, in my case. And anyway, you can use your imagination on where you would use this. Now, I'll just show you where we're at. We just planted all the grass and stuff, and in fact, in that $45,000, I also have all the excavation, including all the sculpting of this land. And also I even have I think I got like $1,500 in sod in here. There's only, you know, I think I have a total of 5 pallets, and 5 pallets times 6, which doesn't really mean anything. You can do that yourself, but 5 times 6, 3,000 square feet. Here's our entrance with a nice covered area. It's a little messy in here. We're using this as a shop right now. But come on in and look at this structure. It's a really cool size of a structure, because it's actually 12 feet wide on the inside of these pipes. From here to here, it's 12 feet wide. Now, you can build this structure any length you want. Okay, you could build this thing 100 feet if you wanted. And basically, but I like the idea of making it this size, because if you want to make the structure wider, you just add another one of these beside it, right beside this structure, and then we put one of these round circles to join it, and a little tunnel going to the next one, just like a 6-foot tunnel. You got to leave enough room so that you can shotcrete in between it, stuff like that. But I'm going to be drawing up a sample of this, because I'm going to do the exact same thing I'm talking about. Is I'm going to extend that tunnel right here 80 feet. It's going to go through this hole, and I'm going to continue on with this next year, and then I'm going to have another tunnel right beside it on the left and one on the right. And so imagine you're in that long 80-foot tunnel. Like, you have a lot of space in here. You can use it as living quarters in the center, so you can put a living room in here, a couple round sections you'll walk right into those other sections of the tunnel. So you're going to end up, you can have as many rooms as you want, and all the rooms can be 12 feet by whatever length you want. Like maybe the kitchen's 12 by 16, for example. Maybe the master bathroom, the community bathroom. This one person wants to build one that's going to house 10 people in an emergency situation. And I'm going to probably advise them to do like four 60-foot tunnels, something like that. I'm going to draw it all connected, and it's going to be very simple to do the concrete. And because you're going to do your concrete pad, we'll put all the placements of all the posts in like this. You drop all this in. As mentioned many times in the other videos, this structure only took us about 8 hours to put together. We literally put these pipes in place in about an hour, because I already did all the work by putting those receiving posts in the concrete, all laid out exactly 2 foot on center. Then we just drop these posts in, and then you just start laying roofing on it. You just use self-tapping screws, and they drill right into this aluminum post here. There's 2 5/8 outside diameter post. And then anyway, so it's really quite a simple thing. It's a lot easier than building a Quonset hut. This is a lot easier to obtain these parts and pieces. And I'll in this whole video series that you're going to be able to purchase, we're going to have a short version of it. And then if you are serious about being your own contractor, it's going to cost you about $500 to buy our video series. And then you'll just take each segment of a video, and when you're ready to do excavation, for example, you'll send that video to your excavation guy, and he'll be able to watch that video and understand what you're doing and what I did and why we did what we did. And then when you're done that, you'll get the next video. You'll just send over to your concrete guys, so they kind of know, and you'll have it all mapped out on the ground. Anyway, it's going to be all explained, but it's going to allow you to feel really comfortable about doing the structure on your own without being, scared of the project. Because I notice a lot of people say, oh yeah, you can do this, you can do that, but I'm a builder for 30 years, and I look at some of the videos, I'm like, yeah, I can get it, but it's not, it's only because I've done a lot of stuff. But I'm going to make this way easier, so the average contractor, the average homeowner that's handy can do this themselves, And I'm going to show you how the spray foam gets applied. That'll go to the spray foam company. Almost all insulation guys have spray foam available. And then we're going to have the Shotcrete's going to be one of the big ones. And what we'll do at that point is, on that video, we're going to have how that gets installed in the trucks at the batch plant, and then that Shotcrete's in the concrete when it arrives at your job, and it's going to get sprayed on there all in one. Okay, all happens at one time, we have a lot of videos of how we sprayed. In that video, we're going to talk about the batch mix at the batch plant, so that when you send that video to your Shotcrete guy who's in your local area, he's going to know what batch we used in our case, and he'll be able to tweak it, because most Shotcrete guys know what they're doing. But because we have the steel in there, we want to make sure that he mixes it right, and he knows what slump and all that stuff to do it. But that's another point. Now, I'll just tell you a little bit more about this. This is my structure here. It goes from the front all the way to where that blue chair is sitting. That's the back of my structure. It's got about I'd say, by the time you get back there, it's got 5 feet of dirt here. It's probably about still 5 feet of dirt on top of that structure. Now, in my case, I'm building an 80-foot tunnel past that garden tractor there. It's going to go past that, and it's going to daylight on the bottom of the hill underneath the garden tractor. There's going to have 2 more tunnels going side by side, and like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to have some drawings of that we're going to pop right in there, and you'll be able to see what that looks like. So I'm going to stop talking now, and we're going to now continue on with the short version of what you're going to get when you purchase that. And not only that, I wanted to mention, even if you have your own idea of doing something like this in another way, you can still use all these steps of how we did it. Like if you got some other idea that you want to maybe accomplish the same thing, but you want to do something different than my design, you can still use the same steps and just alter the few steps that you want to make different. So anyway, we look forward to helping you. And also, one main important thing, you're also, when you purchase that video segment, that whole program, you're going to get engineered drawings for my exact structure. And that engineered drawing is going to apply to anywhere, because it's going to be engineered to have, 10 feet of dirt on it, even though you can have 10, but I'm going to engineer it for 10 feet high above it, all around it. And you can go, mine happens to be 5 feet, but I want to make sure if somebody wants to go a little deeper, I want to make sure it's strong enough. And it will be. We're going to over-engineer it, okay? And then I'm also going to talk a little bit about ventilation and how you want to add your ventilation. It's very simple. It'll be in the big video, okay? Anyway, I think that's about all for this video. I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.